Hey y'all, you're listening to Diagnosing Sitcoms and Movies, the DSM podcast. We help make mental health more comfortable by using Black movies and shows we know and love and culture to remove stigma. So join our convo with your host, Courtney Copeland, licensed mental health counselor.
And Dr. B, licensed professional counselor.
What's poppin', y'all? Today we are talking about the 2000 comedy and former BET favorite, Nothin to Lose, starring Brian Hooks. I don't care. I like Brian Hooks. I like everything that he's in. He is never not funny to me. Rosie doesn't feel that way.
I don't. I mean, he's funny. Don't get me wrong. He's funny. I really enjoyed it at first. I think the thing that bothered me about the movie the most is just like the storyline, the length of it, the acting. I guess the movie just bothered me actually. So
I feel like this was our first Tubi movie.
Tubi. It was our first Tubi. Really,
because the quality level.
Yeah, the quality of it is just it was
shot on an Android.
Well, first of all, let's just be honest. Nothin to Lose, so they had to call it the Nottin to lose, but Nothin to Lose kind of sounds like porno.
You nasty. That's what you wanted to happen in the film.
Can't deny it. But anyway, so there's that. But it's interesting because they had to name it that way because there's a Martin Lawrence, Nothing to Lose, from 1997. So they had to put the two.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Coming soon on a future episode of Diagnosing Sitcoms Movies. Nothing to lose.
Again. But this one is all right. So this was 2000.
Yes. How old were you?
I was 10.
It's a good age.
Good age.
And a valid reason why you didn't watch this movie. Yeah, you was outside playing.
I was outside playing. I don't. You said it was on BET. I don't remember this movie being on BET.
I've seen this movie on BET several times.
And I also don't watch BET because I don't have cable.
I mean, back then.
Back then, didn't know me. Now I'm hot. I don't know me. I didn't watch it.
Who?
Mike Jones.
Who?
Mike Jones. The fact that we're even having this conversation also shows our age, and I'm done with it.
Well, the movie came out in 2000. I think the whole plot of this year's show is nostalgia. So we gotta be a little old to have nostalgia.
You're right.
Otherwise, it's current.
That's true. Well, my hairstyle was new, but apparently Kwame Ben knew about this back then. Remember my little curls? Kwame was rocking that shit this whole time, bro. Them spirals was popping.
They were starter locks, first of all.
And I guess I was starting locks. I took them out every time I washed my hair. There's that. But yeah, Kwame is an interesting character.
He is. But, and I didn't realize watching the movie again, because definitely when I was first watching this, I definitely thought it was Three Strikes. But then when I was like, oh no, this is a separate movie, because they all blend together in my mind. Because like you said, we old. I was reminded of how funny this movie is. I did actually enjoy it when I watched it then, and I enjoyed it watching it again for the show. So it was fun to watch for me, and I was reminded of quotes like, "Then you can kiss the fattest part of my black ass, because love won't live here anymore."
We get married in 30 days or else.
Or else what?
Or else you can kiss the fattest part of my black, because love won't live here anymore.
I was like, yes, tell him off.
Bring him to the floor, girl.
Which part is the fattest part of you?
It's the part that stick out the most. That's the fattest part. Where the meat is.
Where the meat
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the fattest part of my black ass. And you can kiss it because love won't live here anymore.
Love won't live here.
I don't want to go through that situation, but I want to tell that to someone.
Okay.
I have to find a circumstance where I can say that. But I don't ever want to deal with what she was dealing with.
No. It was quite embarrassing, actually.
She said humiliating.
Humiliating.
It was what?
Humiliating.
Yeah.
You know I can't talk.
But I do want to add into my wedding vows. Do you commit to as long
as
both
Both
shall be black.
Do you take this sister to be your lawfully wedded wife, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, for as long as you both shall stay black?
for richer and poor.
Hit that high note. Can you hit the high note?
Richer! Like
Yep.
that? Mm-hmm. Yes, through
Yep.
sickness.
He would officiate everything. Weddings, funerals, baptisms, everything. I
Because
would
Buddy
need that.
got it mixed up. Like all of a sudden, he talking to the people like it was a funeral.
We not here for the baptism?
Right. Homeboy was like, it's not a baptism, it's a wedding.
Oh.
Oh, and then he had something on that handkerchief. Something was on that handkerchief. Cause he didn't even wipe his nose. Like he sniffed it. He was sniffing some inhalants. That's why he couldn't remember which one he was officiating. What else could possibly cause this man to
He
forget?
was wiping away the spit. All that singing he would do.
There was something on that cloth. For sure, because he was high as hell.
You know what I want to do?
What?
Go on a shopping spree at the swap meet.
Actually, that sounds like a fucking time.
Sounds so much fun. Have you ever been to Slauson swap meet?
No.
Oh, the fine goods. The trinkets.
The trinkets.
The things you can
I
pick
just
up.
know I could find me a pair of Chinese slippers. I'm sure I can.
You want something bedazzled? That's the place to go. You want a pair of fronts? That's the place to go. You want something made out of a polyester blend? That's the place
You
to go.
tell me I can't get no Chinese slippers?
I was just there. You can't get Chinese slippers.
Back then, bro.
Oh, back then. Who? Mike Jones. Like now it's going to be stuck in my head all day.
I know it. I think I would go there for some bamboo earrings, all that type of stuff. But that sounds like a good time. Don't threaten me with a good time.
I think I would rather be married. But
moral of
shopping spree at the swap meet don't sound like a bad time.
It don't. Moral of the story is when you got a big dick, you don't need a BMW.
That's the moral of the story.
Moral of the story.
I thought it was stay single, little nigga.
That actually is the moral of that story. For sure. But that elephant and mouse story, do you remember? So basically, friends, the story goes, a mouse gets stuck in a hole and the elephant helps the mouse out. He's like, actually, let me get this BMW and help pull you out. So pull them out, right? But then I got it all wrong. I messed it up.
Yeah, you messed it way up.
So the story goes like this. So a mouse runs across an elephant in a hole. And he's like, let me get a BMW to help pull you out. So the mouse gets the BMW, pulls the elephant right out. Then later, the mouse is in the hole. And then the elephant is like, let me help you. So he pulls his dick out, puts it in the hole. Then they ask, so what was the moral of the story? The moral of the story, when you have a big dick, you don't need a BMW. And that's why I have a BMW.
And that is 2 minutes of my life I will never get back.
That's the moral. Actually, and BMW, I also learned it from this movie, is that it's a black man working. Yeah. I don't have that, but I do have a BMW. So, yeah. Things we learned.
It doesn't sound like you hated the movie now that you're talking about it. It sounds like you enjoyed it.
There were funny parts, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
It was a comedy.
It was.
That's all it was supposed to do was make you
But
laugh.
the
It did its
part-
job. Check.
But then it was just like, it was long for no reason.
I think you were tired.
But it was also
I
long.
think you were all tuckered out.
It was so annoying. So the part that is just really annoying is the fact that they're supposed to be broken up, but they end up living in the same house anyway.
Hard times. Good friends.
Bruh. There was no excuse. They weren't even living in a recession at the time. The fuck is happening here? Like, what?
Got evicted. I can't remember why she was there.
She was transitioning to her new space?
Oh,
Something
yeah.
like that?
Something
Moving?
like that.
Stupid.
I don't know. They needed them to be together.
It was awkward.
It was.
That one long basketball scene.
Yo, that was the longest basketball segment of my entire... I feel like the basketball games on White Men Can't Jump wasn't as long as that fucking basketball segment. Why was it so long?
I don't know. Was it supposed to show us their dedication to gambling their basketball skills?
I think it was a space filler. I think somebody was supposed to cut it and forgot.
But then the one time when she thrown that shit out the window, like it was like a quick, and then it went back.
That
like
was a flashback.
The flashback, yeah.
I think that's all that they could afford of the song, because that definitely was Destiny's Child playing in the background.
It was,
and that's all that they could afford.
Was bopping, and then I'm like, damn, that was abrupt.
It's over.
Like it wasn't even the full verse
because they couldn't afford it.
Damn, son.
Be like that sometimes. They spend all their fucking money on that long ass basketball segment,
honey, and it wasn't even good basketball.
It was not.
Like I understand if he was like breaking ankles and shit, it wasn't even doing that. It was stupid.
I've seen and won games that were shorter.
And did. So that's that. That's all I got. And I also learned that nightmare. Marriage is a nightmare. That's it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. That's all.
Stay single, little nigga.
Stay single.
Because I bet he trifling too. Could you imagine you in an argument with your partner? And some walker pass buyer.
Passer buyer?
Yeah, I bet he trifling too.
I want to do that actually one day. Like walk by somebody arguing and be like, I bet she trifling, ain't she?
They gonna jump you.
And they're gonna be like, hopefully it'll be like comic relief.
I think you might get shot.
I might, depending on where I'm at. I'm gonna mind my business.
Mm-hmm. I think that is the best idea.
That's good.
In any domestic situations that you witness.
With any domestic discourse.
They did call it domestic discourse.
With any domestic discourse.
Anywho, me. I think that we need to approach... You okay? You all right?
Like this? Like...
While you figure it out. So this movie was a little bit different in how we want to approach it because of the way that the scenario played out. We wanted to do something a little bit different. So instead of diagnosing the specific characters, we wanted to talk about overall just relationships and how the things that were presented in this movie would play out if we were seeing these individuals as couples. We also want to give the caveat that we don't do couples counseling.
Hell to the no. I'll tell you what, the one time I did try. Shut up. The one time that I did try to do couples counseling, it was actually very traumatic because like he came in and I was like, so what's the presenting? I didn't say what's the presenting problem. So what's going on, right? And he started off with, well, she fucked the whole football team. And I looked at her through, this is on Zoom. And she's just sitting there like, Andy. I was too weak. And like, the whole thing was just insane for me. And they ghosted me, actually. And I was very grateful.
Did the team win? Were they a good team?
No, she was Penny and was mad at him, so she fucked everybody on his little flag football team.
Oh, on his flag football team. Oh, that's a different kind of low. Bitch, you hate him. You fuck everybody on his flag football team.
And sat in that session.
You out here fucking postmen and bag boys because you are mad at your man. And now he has no social supports. I don't think they need to be together.
Yeah. So that had happened. And I was like, I'm never doing that again.
I think that couples counseling is a special form of, it is a like specialty area of counseling.
Absolutely.
And I do think it does require a specific level of training. Mm-hmm. It does require a certain like approach to therapy that is different than kind of what they teach you in school. I think that it is an applied art.
It is. Mm-hmm. And I will say this, not every marriage and family therapist or couples counselor
are created
equal. Okay, so there's that. But also, you got to understand their theory and their approach because, don't get me wrong. We're supposed to challenge and stretch people, in their sessions and whatnot. But there are some couples counselors, like, their theory and how they look at marriage and relationships are very particular. And if that person isn't aligning, they're going to challenge you and push you in spaces that you might not be comfortable with. So please still shop around for a couples counselor. Don't just settle, and make sure you understand their theory and their approach if you can, because they might try to keep you in something that you might need to be getting out of. And that's that.
I need to know so much more context about this girl that fucked the whole flag football team. We're going to talk about this after the episode. Because I have so many follow-up questions. But anyway, we talking about Nothing to Lose.
Yes.
And Kwame and Yasmin.
Yeah.
And eventually she just was like, you know what, Kwame, you don't propose to me in 30 days. It's a wrap. You kiss the fattest part of the fattest part of my black ass because love won't live here anymore.
Yes.
And all of that whoop-de-whoop and whatnot. And so my question is, how do you feel about ultimatums in relationships?
I think that's a real unfair way of negotiating.
Can you riddle me this, Batman? What is the difference between boundary setting and ultimatums?
Boundary setting is when,
I like how you got into it.
Boundary setting is when you are actually not only putting boundaries in place for a person, but you're putting them in place for you, right? You're understanding that there are limitations to which I can actually go forward with this, or this is where I gotta stop. You're understanding your limitations. You're understanding where this person is like a trigger. So when you do this particular thing, it triggers me. So I need you not to do that. If you can't stop doing that thing, then I think we might need to take some space. An ultimatum, on the other hand, is if you don't do this, then I'm going to do this. It feels very tit for tat. It becomes like a leveraging type of thing, like the dangling carrot, right? And so what she's doing is she's dangling the relationship and saying, if you don't marry me in 30 days, then I'm withdrawing myself from this. And it sounds like she's trying to put some boundaries in place and saying, this is what I want. But it's very much so for her. And it's not checking in to see, well, hey, how do you feel about marriage? Because that wasn't a conversation, really. It was just, hey, this is my friend getting married.
Well, she said, when do you think you're going to be ready to get married? And he said, 2010, which at the time was 10 years from now. But now feels like a really long time ago.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
But I do also feel like with that conversation, it shouldn't have been when. It should be if, or are you wanting to get married, right? Because a lot of times we get so caught up with the idea of society's version of marriage that we don't even understand the reason why we want to get married. The reason why she wanted to get married, from my understanding, is because her friend had a fat wedding.
Fat.
In her words. That
Isn't they wedding fat?
Like, ew, you used to say that?
We used to say that.
Crazy.
And mean it.
Crazy work. I ain't say that shit.
You a damn lie.
I ain't say fat.
You a lie.
I never use the word fat.
You a lie and the truth ain't in you. Rosie's old friends comment on the YouTube page, the Instagram page, the motherfucking Patreon page, all of that shit, and tell us.
You said fat.
I know I said fat.
Don't make me suck my teeth.
Especially when Chris Tucker said, pretty hot and tempting. Fuck you. Anyway. What I hear you saying is that society puts an expectation of marriage on people. And so that every relationship, the end goal basically is marriage, as opposed to the end goal being a healthy relationship.
Right.
If that's what we want together.
Yeah.
And kind of exploring that. So as always, it comes down to a conspiracy by the white man to control its people. Because marriage is all about the ownership of women.
Well,
we couldn't own property. We couldn't have credit cards. We couldn't do a lot of motherfucking things unless a man was there with us. And we fallen into the trap. Spoken by someone who wants to get married eventually, because I believe in the sanctity of marriage, and I want to get married in church in front of the Lord and be married as long as we both shall stay black.
I think the concept of marriage is boo-boo caca. All right? It's outdated. All right? And it needs to be updated. Okay, just like you said, you gave a prime examples why it's outdated. This is an institution that has been working like this for years. Like I can get a credit card now. And it's so outdated that even our understanding about man and woman and husband and wife is so different. We have whole people who have podcasts about how to hate a woman and how to hate a man. You really think that we're ready for marriage in that day and age or that version of marriage? Marriage was a business contract.
I don't need you no more. I want you.
I want you, and I'm going to have you.
We can do this the easy way. We can do it the hard way. That's basically what she said. Like, we can do this the easy way, bro. You can propose to me in these 30 days, or we can do this the hard way. And that's what they did.
But see, and then the part that was like, I'm mad at this movie is, especially the ending, is that you mean to tell me you get what you want. Sorry, spoiler alert. You get what you want, but then now you're like, I think it's time for us to have a baby. Again, these life milestones that people are just taking and making that seem simple are in fact very big decisions to make. And they're not something that just involves one person. It involves everybody.
Agreed.
Off my soapbox.
You're not. It's going to come again. Because I think that we're talking about larger things and things that I don't think are spoken enough about, especially in counseling, because the white man's way that has taught us how to counsel is very individualistic. And it is just kind of, what is your problem? What is the specific thing? People don't operate within a vacuum. And I think this movie is a good example of that. She's feeling pressured because the people around her are doing the things. She's feeling like, okay, so this is what I should be doing based off of what the people whom I admire, the people whom I compare myself to, my peer group, this is what's happening around me. And I don't think that the counseling field focuses enough on societal pressures, what's happening in peer groups, what's going, like, how are these things being influenced as much as we do individualize the problem and say, oh, this is unfair in this specific relationship. Yeah, okay, but let's look at the context.
Right. I mean, when you look at the context, especially for him, he clearly was not ready for marriage. Financially, he was not clear. He was not available. And so her
Do you have to be financially secure in order to get married? Is that a thing?
I think for men, yes. I think for men, that is the reason why they will prolong the shit out of asking a woman. If they don't feel financially able to provide, then they're not, I could be wrong, but I feel like men are like, if I can't give you what I financially feel like you deserve as a woman, I'm not going to ask you to be my wife. Or, if I'm not ready to be that provider or protector for you, I'm not going to ask you to be my wife.
I feel like she was ignoring that. I feel like he was telling her, I'm not ready.
Yeah.
I'm not mature enough. I'm not in that space. I can't be what you want as a husband. I know what you want as a husband, and I can't do that right now. And I think that instead of them having those conversations, it was just get right or get left.
Exactly. And that's where I feel like her ultimatum wasn't fair, because it's like, well, did you really evaluate or assess for where he is in his ability to be a husband? You're ready to be a wife. He might not be ready to be a husband. And the other thing that came up when he was talking with her is, not the other thing. The other thing that lets me know that he wasn't is that he gambled $2,000. Let's be mindful here, okay? $2,000 right now seem like $20, all right? But $2,000 back in 2000, that was big money.
The way that you keep comparing thousands to 20 lets me know that you have thousands and I'm still operating in the 20s.
All right. After you graduate, baby, it's coming. In 10 years after graduation, actually.
And I need you to stop doing that.
I'm sorry.
Because right now you pocket shaming.
But it's not. Hey, no, it's true.
It's hard for me
to even.
Because $2,000 is a lot of money now.
No, it's not, because we're in an inflation right now.
Bitch, I don't have $2,000.
Exactly. Exactly. He didn't have it then either. He didn't. He said he had $15 towards the 2,000. So no, he didn't have it.
$1,500? Okay. No, I got about $15.
He didn't have it either.
You don't want it? You don't want the 15?
He did not either. Okay. And it's to me, I say that because of how much things cost now, especially in comparison to that.
Yeah, fair.
You know what I'm saying? All right. So in terms of the relationship dynamics, right? So we have Kwame and Yasmin, but then we also have Mookie that comes into the picture.
I fucking hate Mookie.
Right?
Self-hating ass nigga. I don't like black men that like white women and then just court light-skinned women as like the as settle. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's personal. I'm triggered.
Yes.
Keep your white woman loving ass over there, because I ain't white. And
love
she ain't
don't
white.
live here no more.
Love ain't never live here.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't love you. Your mama black. Why you don't love black women? In the second part, because the way that you broke this movie up, there was the funny half and then there was the dramatic half. And so in the second half of the film, that's when we see a whole lot more with Mookie and his character, whom I hated, because he had already cheated on Yasmin with a white woman. And that is why they broke up in the past. Mm-hmm. And so then when it just seemed like maybe they was in a small town or something. Like, why
are you rolling up on me like that?
Why did it seem like her options were so limited to these two men? Like, as soon as she became single, it was either then Mookie, get married to Mookie, or get back with Kwame. Mm-hmm. And there were no other in-betweens. Like, she dated that short man, but...
Oh, yes.
She was set up with that short man.
She was set up with that short man.
In all ways of the word, because that was a setup.
Yeah. That was pretty bad. I mean, Kwame went out on a date with Gassy.
Maybe she had Crohn's disease.
Whatever.
That's a lot of gas.
And
it was wet.
And she was just like talking and having conversation.
Like it wasn't happening.
Like, I like pancakes with eggs. Like, what the fuck? And he just looked, I could never. You know, like, I had to announce when I fart. Like, I had to let the people know. Because it'd be deadly. Wait, everybody, I did it. And you know what sucks, though? When something does smell bad, my family automatically look at me. And it's like, y'all, I tell y'all when I do that. I'm not going to set you up like that. Nonetheless, they still blame me when it stink. So, I can't just fart and continue having conversation.
Kwame and Yasmin.
My bad.
Okay.
Okay, so with no, we were talking about what's his name?
No, he went on a date. He went on a date as well. Then he also kissed his artist. And then when she licked his nipple, he was okay and enjoying it. But then when she went to undo his belt, oh no, that's too much. Like, you didn't know that's where things were going when she licked your nipple?
I mean,
the nipple lick wasn't enough?
It wasn't that it was the nipple per se. I think it was that moment that he realized that he loves Yasmin.
So someone else pulling at your drawers is like, I don't love you, I love Yasmin.
Yeah, it's like, nah, Yasmin wouldn't pull my drawers like that.
Oh, okay.
Like, that's what I got.
Did you peep Yasmin's little striptease, though, with the cowboy hat?
I said, girl.
Get it, girl.
Yes.
Get it, girl.
I want that outfit. She look good. Mm-hmm. She did.
Anywho, I am concerned about, like, prognosis-wise with this couple. With just the way that things even came together. Like, you didn't apologize for leaving me at the altar. You haven't shown that you've grown. You still getting money back by gambling. Like, so you still out here being immature. Like, there's so many things that are still red flags that were red flags before, but you showed up at my wedding and interrupted. And so, yes, I'll marry you as long as I shall stay black.
That was definitely Hollywood. Like, you mean to tell me, so you at somebody's wedding.
Why did you go?
Facts. You're at somebody's wedding and the person getting married, their ex comes in and they say, I object.
Yo, if you the best man, it's your job to go still off on that nigga.
I mean, let me tell you, I would have tackled that nigga. I'm not even a man and I would have been like, hell no.
Not today, Satan.
Not my girl wedding. Shut your ass up.
Sit your ass down.
Guaranteed I'll be that one for you.
I object. Shut the fuck
up. Real aggressive. Like, I just need, with all due respect.
No, not respectfully. Bitch, shut up.
Right. Coming in here talking about you want to profess your love all of a goddamn sudden. Get your ass out of here. But then for her to be like, I don't love you no more. I never loved you. What?
So then why are we here? You're admitting then that you are in love with the concept of being married, of being chosen.
That.
As opposed to actually being in love with somebody. And so they even then, like, both at fault. So then, Kwame, do you want to be with somebody who was willing to just marry somebody else 17 seconds ago?
That right there, that idea, the love of marriage is a huge reason why I think people really have marriage all misconstrued. Like, people just really want the title and forget that with that title comes serious responsibility.
Comes an entire lifestyle.
Whole lifestyle.
Because you vowing to be with this person as long as you both shall be black.
And how long you gonna be black, bro?
Forever and a day.
Exactly.
Until it decomposes.
Right. Like, it's no longer on my skin. Like,
but then in my spirit, I'm still black.
Spirit,
as an angel.
I'm black. Coming back. And I'm black. I'm black. Boo. No, I'm just kidding.
You a ghost. You're not an angel. You're stupid, bro. I bet you're trifling too.
I am. I actually am. I can't do shit right. It's okay.
And so this is also why we are not marriage counselors, because imagine coming to us to premarital counseling and being like, do you really understand the concept of marriage? How do you feel about that? Do you really want to do this as long as you both shall stay black?
Assuming that they black. Whichever, whatever, you know. I don't think I can do this. If they, okay. So say this couple came in. Like what? And you ain't got, look.
There's no other providers. There's no. Being desperate for clients is not enough.
No, it's not.
I need to be a special population. I need to be the sole provider. I need to, like, these people really need me, and I need to provide a service. Right. That's the only way. Like, me being hard up, I'm going to still refer you because I'm a good person. I'm a good clinician. I care about my clients. But, like, if you need service and I'm the only one that can provide it in this time and moment, okay, let's sit down, guys. All right. What are your expectations of this relationship? That's my first question with them, because I don't even think they've had that conversation. They are in two separate, different places. He said, why we can't just be cool and kick it like we've been doing for the next 10 years?
That's crazy. It's crazy.
Is it though? You said he has to be financially secure. That man didn't know when his album was going to drop.
That's true.
With his artist who licked his nipple.
You won't get over that.
Because now I'm supposed to be married and I'm supposed to be cool with you promoting this artist and she licked your nipple. Like, I'm supposed to be cool with that.
Does she even know that?
No, she don't know. Because the girl said, and if it don't work out, I'm still here.
She had that fuckboyism in her.
You know what? Mookie.
What about him? That's a fuckboy?
Mookie has personality disorder. Player hater, dickhead. Like, how you tell somebody during a basketball game that they girl tossed your salad? You proud of that? Like, right now, that's what you want to say? You don't want to say, oh, my game is weak. You want to say, your girl tossed my salad. Yeah, your ex-girl tossed my salad. That's how you talk trash. Is that normal?
For guys, yes.
Is that normal?
It's like, I teabagged your ex.
Daniel, is that normal? Okay. It's been confirmed. That's not fucking normal. That nigga's weird. Perhaps. I would have to murder him, like, on the court. Like, first 48. Now it's a crime scene. Because I have to kill you. Like, there's no coming back from that. I have to murder you.
Your bare hands?
You have to die.
Right now. Okay. Understood. I, on the other hand, would actually be like, and I teabagged your ex. I don't know. Like, I thought it was a jokey joke. Go back.
You thought it was a jokey joke?
A little jokey joke. Your mama, you know?
No.
You didn't like that?
I'm perplexed about the amount of disrespect that you accept.
Yes.
I can't. Anywho. This movie was absolutely hilarious. I hope no one's relationship actually looks like this in real life because it was absolutely terrible and toxic. I don't have anything positive to say about their relationship. I think the prognosis is terrible.
Really? How long you think they're gonna stay together?
I think they're gonna stay together forever and be miserable.
Forever, ever?
Forever.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they are. And what I see happening is that they actually have a child together, or children, and they stay in it for the children. And then when the children leave the house, that's when they're actually going to contemplate either breaking up or...
That's when they're actually going to really fall in love with each other.
Yeah. One of those two is going to happen. Because then they're going to realize, damn, we was all about the kids. Because then that's what's going to happen.
Because they're both good people. Like, they're going to take care of their children.
Yeah.
They both actually do really love each other.
Yeah.
They don't see eye to eye. And at some point, they're going to have to learn how to communicate.
And
actually, I think if I'm the sole provider and I provide them counseling, I teach these motherfuckers how to talk to each other, then they can have a good prognosis. But just how the fuck shit going out right now, y'all niggas is wild.
Ooh. I mean... Yeah, because I would say the same. I don't really see it being a terrible relationship. It is the communication. It is expressing expectations, and being able to hear the other person's, expectations. Not just expressing it, but being able to hear it, and finding that compromise, that equal compromise for both of them is going to be key. And I feel like it can happen, like you said, because they love each other. There's a level of respect for each other. And what I do see Kwame doing is kind of giving into what she wants. But I think that also the way it ended kind of made you see like, okay, is this going to be now another ultimatum?
Yeah, because this y'all cycle. This is how you train people how to treat you. And so if she has learned that this is what she has to do in order to get what she wants out the relationship, and he has learned that just has to...
So then they have the baby. This is how I'm looking at it. They have the baby.
Tell me, Miss Cleo, look into your crystal ball. Tell me what you see.
And so what I see is that she's going to have a healthy baby boy. And...
Oh, it's a boy.
Yeah, it's a boy. And, and there's a girl. She's the second, obviously. Mm-hmm. And, so Yasmin really cares about her son and loves her son, right? And so Kwame is like, well, now I can go fuck off and go play basketball because she has something to occupy her time and love. And so she just overindulges in her children, loses herself immediately, taking them to basketball practice and dance recitals. And then Kwame gets to just sit back and get drunk. He becomes a dead alcoholic man. And that's the end.
If you would like to support the show and help us get more content out to you all, you can go to our website and click the support the show link and donate to our Cash App. We'd like kind of money that jingles, but we'd rather the kind that folds.
More
especially
like $2,000.
Since she believes that $2,000 is like $20.
I need that.
So also you can follow us wherever you get podcasts and at the DSM podcast. Mm-hmm. And while you're there, go ahead, subscribe, comment, because we are counselors and we actually care about what you have to say. Until next time, y'all. Peace.
Okay, bye, you cinephile.